Tom is out for a nice dinner with his wife, Linda, to celebrate her 40th birthday. Tom, trying to make the evening special, leans across the table with a big smile and says, "So Linda, what do you want for your birthday? How about a fancy new car? Maybe a luxurious fur coat? Or a sparkling diamond necklace?" Linda takes a deep breath, looks Tom in the eye and says, "Tom, I think I want a divorce." Tom laughs and says, "Ha ha ha, that's funny, Linda. I wasn't planning of spending that much." Dave was a guy who couldn't tell a spatula from a spoon. He'd once tried to make toast and somehow set off the smoke alarm. One day, his wife Emily got sick with a nasty cold. Feeling sorry for her, Dave, feeling all brave, volunteers to do the grocery shopping. Emily, feeling a little skeptical, wrote a numbered list of 7 items. Dave dashed out the door, ready to conquer the grocery store. He came back quickly, grinning from ear to ear. "I did it, Emily! Got everything you asked for," he boasted. He started unpacking the bags, and that's when the trouble started. There was 1 jar of mayonnaise, 2 bunches of bananas, 3 loaves of bread, 4 cans of soup, 5 cartons of milk, 6 bags of chips, and 7 cans of beans. Emily stared at him, speechless for a moment. Then she burst out laughing. One day, Bob was sitting with his dad, Frank, who decided it was time to give him some fatherly advice about the value of education. "Bob," Frank began, "a good education can change your life." Bob, curious as ever, asked, "Dad, what's the big difference between someone with a college degree and someone without one?" Frank leaned back, thought for a moment, and replied, "Well, son, you might end up doing the same kind of work, but how things turn out can be very different depending on that degree." Bob frowned, a bit confused. "What do you mean?" "All right, let me break it down," Frank said with a grin. "If you rob a guy without a college degree, they'll call you a criminal and throw you in jail." "And if I rob someone after I get a degree?" Bob asked, raising an eyebrow. Frank laughed. "Ha ha ha, then my boy, they'll call you a government official." Shawn used to be the king of chores. He could mow a lawn faster than a speeding bullet and clean a house like a tornado. But lately, he's been turning into a couch potato. Worried, Shawn walked into Dr. Stevenson's office. "Doc," he said, "I just don't have the energy to do all the chores around the house like I used to. What's wrong with me?" Dr. Stevenson checks his blood pressure and listens to his heart. After about 15 minutes of poking and prodding, Shawn says, "Doc, I need the straight talk in plain English. What's wrong with me?" Dr. Stevenson gives him a long, serious look and says, "Shawn, in plain English, you're just lazy." Shawn's eyes widen. Okay, he says. Then laughed. "Ha ha ha ha! Now give me the medical term so I can tell my wife." One Sunday after service, a little boy named Timmy walked up to the new pastor, Pastor John, with a big smile on his face. "Pastor John, when I grow up and get a real job, I'm going to give you lots of money." Pastor John, a bit surprised, chuckled and asked, "Well, Timmy, that's very generous of you. But why do you want to give me so much money?" Timmy smiled and replied, "Ha ha ha, because my dad says you're the poorest preacher we've ever had." Sarah, a worried mom, talks to her husband Mike about their teenage son Jake. Sarah, "Mike, I think Jake's getting into something new." Mike, "Oh yeah, what's Jake up to now?" Sarah, "He's decided to take up acting." Mike, "That doesn't sound so bad." Sarah, "Well, it wouldn't be, except he's gotten so big that every time he steps on stage, he crashes right through the floor." Mike, laughing, "Ha ha 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 ha, relax, Sarah, it's just a stage he's going through." And that's a wrap. Thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome